Where do I even begin?
Terry Drinkwater explained that American children these days are obsessed with the whole disgusting death.
What's going on? It has been a while since I've been on the Super Sweet Shirts YouTube channel. For a while, we were doing documentaries. We did Gangbanging in Little Rock. We did the Phoenix Jones documentary. We were doing some fun stuff for a while. And one of the videos I noticed while I was going through the page was the episode that we did with Sally Jesse. I think it was Sally Jesse, with the two white gangbanging girls. And I watched that and I laughed again. I still laugh at it when I see it. And it got the juices flowing a little bit. Juices started to flow. I was starting to get the itch to sit back and watch some of these shows again. And I thought to myself for a second, where the hell are they keeping all of these episodes? All of that trash TV that we used to watch when we got home from school. We'd sit on the couch with some fruit snacks and we would watch these horrible shows. Where are they all? It's hours and hours of content. It's not on Hulu. It's not on Amazon Prime. It's not on Netflix. You might be able to find a couple things on there. I looked on YouTube. There wasn't that much. Today, I just thought to myself, it's got to be somewhere. It's the internet, for crying out loud. So I found a nosy.com. And when I went on there, I did the tears. I started to get a little teary-eyed. You know, my family likes to go to museums. When we go to New York City, we go to the Met. You know, any city we go to, we like to pop into the museum. Beautiful art. To me, this is beautiful art. This is absolutely beautiful. What a time this was to be able to take a peek into the lives of so many people, so many genuine people. So tonight, we're going to sit back and relax. We're going to watch Out of Control Teenagers on the Sally Jesse Show.
Life funny. When you're a teenager, most of the time you can't wait to be an adult. And sometimes when you're an adult, you would really do anything to be a teenager. Well, the teenagers on my show today are no exception.
If I want to sleep with a guy, it's going to be up to me. That's not up to you to decide.
She won't use birth control. She refuses.
Well, you do got to die sometime.
You are too young to have a permanent relationship.
What do you want me to do? Go out and date and have different boyfriends and get hurt every single time?
If I had a baby, it would be somebody to love me unconditionally.
If you want someone to love you unconditionally, get a dog.
I slam open the door and I see your little butt. That's the first time I've ever seen my daughter in that position.
Somebody needs to smack you and let you wake up.
Or you come down here and give it a shot.
We'll hear from kids who are 14 going on 40 and their frustrated mothers. Stay with
14, and they're birth control. 14. My daughter is only 12. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine this.
Sandy and her 14-year-old daughter, Rihanna. Sandy is very afraid that her daughter may end up in danger, pregnant, or even dead. Sandy says her daughter was 12 years old when she snuck out of the house to have sex. Rihanna says she has had sex.
You know, for being totally out of control, she dressed up pretty nice for this. She dressed up pretty nice to come onto a show and discuss how when she was 12 years old, she escaped out of the house to have sex.
With men ages 14 to 22. And she says, quote, "My mom sticks her nose in all of my business and it doesn't belong there," end quote. Rihanna also says sex is something to do, like when you're drunk or you're high. Sandy, let me start with you. You think you want to chain Rihanna down or put a chastity belt or something like that on her?
Yes,
You're
I
afraid
do.
she might not reach her next birthday.
Yes, this is true. I'd like to put a chastity belt so thick that a cutting torch would not go through it.
Are things really that bad?
Sure, they're that bad. In fact, I remember back when she was 12 years old when I first found out about this, and I found out she used to sneak out the back door at night while I was asleep and go 2 doors down and knock on a window of a neighbor boy. And when I found out about that, well, I was real upset about that, and I found out the first time she had sex was in my home.
Is she having a lot of sex with a lot of young men?
At that time, I thought no. I thought it was, you know, just a one-time
But now that she's
experimental
14
thing.
and old.
Well, 14 and older. But yeah, she is. And now I'm worried about it. I've had the talks with AIDS with her. I've had the talks.
You know, AIDS back then was a pretty big deal. So, you know, at 12, sneaking out of the house, doing all that stuff with even older guys, it's a little dangerous.
Birth
about
control? Are you on birth control?
condoms. No, she won't use birth control. She refuses.
You will not use birth control?
No.
Can I ask why?
Well, I heard from a lot of people that birth control will screw up your system, and I'm not going to have my system screwed up.
Who are these people? Wait, who are the, I'm dying to ask, who are these learned people who told you that birth control?
You know what? You know, looking back on this, they're dealing with the same stuff that we deal with now. They heard that the birth control would screw up your system. It's like they had the same sort of subset of society that didn't trust common sense medical things like we do today.
Control screws up your system.
Well,
Your doctor, did he tell you that?
No, when I went to the clinic, a person at the clinic told me not to get on birth control because it'll screw up your system.
We need the name of that clinic, okay? That's very important. Your mother's making you out to be a wild child. Is everything she says true?
Well, not everything. She'll go by hearsay by what everybody tells her, but she won't come back to me and ask me, and if I tell her it's not true, she won't believe me. She'll
Oh,
believe
good.
them.
I will ask you. Are you smoking?
Yes.
Are you smoking pot?
Yes.
Okay. Are you drinking?
Yes.
Yes, she
Are
does
you-
drink. And
Well, I'm asking her because when you asked her, it didn't work.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm her mom when I asked her. But I mean, I can tell you stories that you just would not believe. I wrote a list down. of
Okay,
them.
go ahead. Tell
Okay,
me.
one
See this
story
list.
that I found out when we moved from one town to another where we presently live. She was off at this boy's house. Now, I didn't know who this was. At the time, I just thought he was a 16-year-old boy like I was told. Come to find out, he was in his 30s, 35, 38 years old. Okay, she did not sleep with this man as far as I know.
How old was she then?
Present age, 14. This was
14.
just about 4 months ago, if that. And what I found out from her brothers when I asked where Rihanna was, they said she was with. Well, come to find out, the next day, her and her girlfriend come home with money, and they said they're going out shopping. And I said, well, where did you make this kind of money? To her girlfriend. And they had over $100. And they said they made it working at a fruit stand. So they went out shopping, came home. Well, come to find out, this man had picked them up. These 2 girls, now these are minor girls, picked them up, took them out, bought them liquor, got them high, and had them perform dances for him.
Do you go to school, Rihanna? You're 14.
Well,
She refuses to go to school.
Refuses to go to school.
She'll go in the front door and out the back.
Do the men use a condom? When you
most
have
of
sex?
them.
Most of them? When the times when they don't, are you afraid of catching some diseases?
Well, I'm afraid of it, but after that, I get checked.
No, that's not true, Rihanna, because remember I talked to you about AIDS, and
that's-
what is the comment you
I'm
gave
glad that
me?
she does that.
What
Well, you
was
do
it?
got to die sometime.
You say your mom treats you like a child. In what way?
Well, her sons and stuff, she let them do whatever they want to do. Like at nights, the boys will take the truck out and go out. But at night, if I want to go out, oh, you got to be in, it's dark, or you're too young.
Double standard. Classic double standard. Boys are allowed to go outside and do whatever they want. Unprotected sex, take the truck out, get crazy. But now when she wants to do something gross, it's not allowed. So you can kind of tell why she's rebelling. let her do some gross stuff too. If you're gonna let the boys do gross stuff, she's got to be allowed to do gross stuff.
Or you can't
And
do
it's
some
always
of the
different
things
when
that they
it's a
did.
daughter and a son.
But you know, darling,
And they're older.
you're 14. You're 14 years old.
Her brother is 17.
Yeah, but TJ was doing the same things at age 14 too.
But I didn't know the things that he was doing. I did not know if he's out sleeping with all these girls. Okay, sex
Let's
must
talk
be a big
about
thing to these teenagers.
what your mother says. Your mother says you sneak out at night, do you?
I don't sneak out, I walk out the door.
Okay. Your mother says you have sex with your older brother's friends, do you?
I used to,
Do your friends do what you do at 14?
most of them.
Most of them. Do you think maybe she should hang out with different kinds of friends?
I've tried that. I've even tried to keep her away from the friends that she has been with that I didn't like from the door. And
You're not gonna pick my friends.
Question?
Yes, ma'am. You are 14, and it seems like to me that you have no respect for your mother. If she asks you, or she tells you something, you are a child. You need to, you have to understand that your mother has possibly been through these kind of situations. She knows better than you. And you need to listen to her and respect her wishes. I mean, you're 14, you're still a child. You might think you're 40, but you're not. There's a lot of dangers going on out in the world.
Well, it would help if she was around more than my sister was. I was leaning on my sister, not to her. So the respect that I give is towards my sister, not to my mother.
How old is your sister?
19.
I know what she went through up until I got married 4 years ago. So I raised two daughters. I have one that's 25 today and one that's 18. My 25 was rebellious, and I know what you're going through.
But 25 rebellious is different than 14.
She was 15 when she was rebellious. I mean, it went to a point she used to beat me up. So rebellious she was.
well, Rihanna and I have not got physical.
And as far as the young lady, birth control is your protection. I mean, I
Along
was
with condoms.
17 and a mother. No high school diploma. Single parent raising two children.
And I'm a
and a
single one
low-paying
raising
job.
4.
So, you know, get the birth control, listen to your mom. You only have one. When she's gone, you don't have any.
These guys that you're sleeping with, number one, they have no respect for you, and you're just a number to them. My question to you is, where is your self-respect? Don't you have any?
Ooh, look at this guy. Huh? Look at that vest, little chain, well kept, talking down to her.
I have self-respect, but to the point, if I want to sleep with a guy, it's going to be up to me. That's not up to you to decide.
I understand it's not up for me to decide, but when you're going to get older and you're going to want a serious relationship with a man, he's not going to have any respect for you once he finds out your past. Believe me, I know.
Once he finds out your past, I think I don't know how old that guy was, but when you get to a certain age, you sort of stop thinking about whoever you meet. You know, if you're 40 or you're 35, that guy looked like he was what, at least 35, right? When you're mid 30s and you're meeting girls, you're not dwelling on their past, I don't think, at that age. I think you're pretty much done. I think you pretty much assume that if you're still meeting girls in your late 30s and 40s, they probably had a past. They've been around for a very long time still at that point.
How do you answer that? How do you answer what he said?
Well, I'm in a relationship right now, and the boy that I'm with knows about my past.
But the boy is 18, is that correct?
Right.
Have you thought about having him jailed?
No, I have not.
Why not?
Because, well, first of all, Rihanna would have ran, okay, if I had him
Well,
dead.
she could run, but I'd go through to every man she slept with and have them all put in jail.
Well, yeah, that is an option, but I'm not going to put my daughter through getting up on a witness stand testifying against these men. She wouldn't do it, okay? And I'm not going to have her out on the highway somewhere not knowing where she is. If she...
if my daughter was 13 and a guy did this who was 18, 19, 20 years old, I'm putting him in jail. This woman is just displaying why her daughter is a total mess by showing us the actions that she does not take.
She's in my house, and I have respect for this boy, okay, because he works. This is the only one that she's been with that even has a job.
Right.
Okay, if she's in my house, I can watch what's going on. It's not being done behind my back, and I feel better knowing that I can protect her as long as she's right with me.
What makes you think she won't get pregnant?
I don't know that she won't get pregnant. I've talked to her about this. I've stressed birth control. I've tried everything.
Would you care if she got pregnant?
Yes, I would care. We've talked about this.
Why can't you stop it?
You can't stop. If she's not in my house with her boyfriend having sex, she's going to be out in the back street somewhere. She's going to be in the back of a car with him. I would rather her be where I can watch her. And if she gets pregnant, I can take care of it. Now, I have a story about condoms that I can tell you as soon as you're done with her.
The thing is, you're letting her get away with everything. When you stop her and you scare her and you wake her up, maybe she'll change. Have you ever gone through anything or seen anybody die or have...
Don't you miss this? This isn't on TV anymore, this stuff. I mean, this woman gets to get up and feel empowered by offering her 2 cents to the trailer trash on the stage. The mother who is trying to come across as being somewhat responsible by saying things like, well, if she gets pregnant, she can get pregnant in my house. And then I can take care of it. We don't get to see this anymore. Sad.
have an AIDS or anything else? Do you know what it's like?
We talk about AIDS all the time.
You can talk all you
okay?
want, but talk is nothing. When you see it and you
Okay, well, let me tell you something. Until you're a mom, and until you grow up and you're a mom and you have a teenage daughter in this day and age who is rebellious.
Mother, daughter, sister, whoever it is. When you go through something and you know what's out, where do you live? Where do you come from?
We come from Delaware.
Delaware. We come from New York City. Have you ever seen the things that go on?
Well,
do you know what's going on?
Okay, you're from a city with millions and millions of people. We're from lower, slower Delaware that has nothing to do.
AIDS kills everybody. Delaware, New York, Chicago.
I understand that, and that's what I try to stress to her, and that's the importance of condoms. Now, let me tell you something. When Donnie and Rihanna first got together, and they were in my home, okay, they were sleeping in the same room, and I told them, I went to family planning down there, and I brought home bags of condoms, and I said, if you're going to have sex, be responsible and use them. And I left it at that. Well, I currently engaged. And
by the way, in doing that, you're endangering the morals of a minor, and you too could be arrested. I just want to tell you something.
I understand that, and I was told that.
My mother came home and saw me sleeping with a guy, okay? The first thing she's going to do, she's not going to give me a condom and tell me go ahead and be safe.
Exactly. Well, what would she rather do to you? Go out there and go ahead and have your sex and not have any condoms and be safe to protect
14
yourself?
14 years old, they don't even know what the hell they're doing.
Well, they might not.
This is a mother with no balls. My mother would never give me a gigantic bag of condoms at the moment I show that I'm being rebellious. I was never rebellious to this degree anyways. My sister was. My sister was pretty rebellious, but not in that way. She was not I don't think she was out there whoring it up. And my mother certainly did not bring a bag of condoms home for her. My sister was rebellious in a different way. I think she was just rocking out all the time. It wasn't like this kind of thing. But my mother didn't take any shit like this. This mother is enabling.
Obviously, they do know what they're doing.
They don't. I want to see her in 10 years and see where she is.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, she'll be a very responsible young lady in 10 years, I'll tell you that.
Okay, we got a problem here. There's a feeling that maybe two people are living in La La Land. Maybe.
You talk about responsibility, yet you just said that if she got pregnant, you'd take her baby. Where is the responsibility?
I did not say I would
that?
take her baby.
You said that you would take
You
care
did.
I said I would take care of her. I would take care of her.
What would you do with the baby? You have a baby having a baby.
You have a baby having a baby, but as you can see, Rihanna is 14, but she does not look 14. Her maturity, she hangs out with children, with people who are 18, 19 years old.
I think what she needs is a baby. You need some responsibility.
Her boyfriend has a baby.
Does he?
He at 18 has a baby?
He has a son.
Uh-huh. You keep looking over here. Is he somewhere over here?
Well, he was. He's not there anymore.
He ran out when he heard us
probably
talking.
ran.
Yeah, he's 18 and he has a baby and he thinks he may have more, right?
From what I understand.
Did he marry the young lady that he had?
No, he did not. The young lady was young.
How young was that young lady?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Rand how old she was.
He was, I think, 16 and she was 13.
13. Later, we're going to meet a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old who have a big surprise for her mother. But next, when we come back, we're going to meet a mother who says her 14-year-old daughter desperately wants to have a baby. And she says, there's no way I can stop her. Don't go away.
These mothers, they all sort of look the same too. You know, they're dressed up for the show, and they clearly look like they've never dressed up a day in their lives. So they're overly made up and they're wearing terrible clothes, all to come across as responsible parents. But you can totally tell by looking at them for 3 seconds that they're not.
I'm in such a frustrating position sometimes. If I keep hearing women say to me, there's nothing I can do with my child, and I'm a single mother. And you know, I raised 3 children as a single mother at one time, and I think it's a whole different thing. Now, we were talking to frustrated mothers who are afraid the young daughters are growing up too fast. This is where the boyfriend was sitting. He's your boyfriend, okay? Notice how brave he is. What happened?
And I asked him if he was your boyfriend, and he said yes, and he said he was 18 years old, and you're 14, and you're much more grown up than a 14-year-old is. I have a 14-year-old son, and I have an 18-year-old daughter. And I said, does your mother know about the sex? He said, yeah. I said, are you afraid you might get charged with rape charges? He said, no, her mother knows. And I said, maybe somebody else then has to take control. If nobody else is going to do it, and you're not going to take care of it, it's up to us to take care of it.
Okay, Sally, let me tell her something, okay?
He said I have to go to the bathroom, and he didn't return. Yes?
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Mom? For Mom, somebody needs to smack you and let you wake up.
Well, you come down here and give it a shot. Mom, you walk in my shoes. Don't you judge me.
Mom, hold on, hear me out.
The
Mom,
aggression.
you need to then kick her butt till hell won't have it no more, because she going to wind up dead.
Well, she's going to be just fine. And, you know, until you walk in my shoes, don't you be judging me and my daughter. My daughter's going to be just fine when she grows up.
How many single moms?
That you wouldn't have.
How many moms in the audience raise children for a part of their time without a husband? How many of the women in this audience? A lot. So we got a lot of people who've walked in your shoes.
My mom walked in your shoes. Exactly in your shoes. She raised a doctor, she raised a lawyer, and a future police officer. And I'm 21 years old, and I will never do what she's doing. Because I've seen people die of AIDS. I have friends who's dying of AIDS right now. And let me tell you something, girlfriend, it will hurt. And you will die a slow, painful death. I'm not meaning to disrespect.
Not worth the sex.
I tell her the same thing.
Let me ask you a question about the sex. This is very, very interesting. I've often thought. When you have something awful and you're really dying and you're really sick, you can't say that a night of pleasure was worth that. When you have a baby, it's real hard to think about a night of pleasure. How much fun is the sex you're having?
It's changed from before. You know, I used to have sex often, yeah, but now I changed.
I didn't ask that question. You're answering a question I didn't ask.
She has...
No. I want to know how good it is.
I can't answer that one.
It is good.
It is good. Is it terrific?
No.
It's not terrific. What's really wrong with it? Just talking about the sex now. What's really wrong with it?
It's a pretty edgy question for its time. I mean, Sally Jesse is trying to hint that sex that she's having it's not. She's being used. She's just like a whole it's a pretty dark question to ask her, and you can you can see her reaction here. Her reaction is, yeah, this is because I'm sure it's dark. Like everything that she does is probably dark and disturbing, and you can see it. Even the screenshot here, her face and her reaction is it's kind of depressing.
I can answer that.
What's really wrong with the sex? I'm just asking you to reach in and be completely honest with me. Dig down in your soul and tell me why it's not terrific. Do you know? But it doesn't feel absolutely like a million firecrackers going off?
No.
Doesn't feel like that. Doesn't feel like this is the person you'd want to hold in your arms for the rest of your life, the most wonderful person in the world whom you admire and respect?
No.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Journalism.
I'll tell you why you don't know, because it's not love from the heart. That's exactly why.
Please meet Gidget. You know, sometimes you'd say if it was the greatest thing in the world, maybe there'd be something worth it. But you wonder, why do it? And that maybe is the next question. This is Gidget and her 14-year-old daughter, Kimley. It's our day for 14-year-olds. Gidget says she can't control her daughter, and at this point she's desperate, just like Sandy. Gidget, why do you think Kimley is growing up too fast? What's happening?
Kimley started growing up too fast a long time ago. She's always been very independent and very self-willed, strong-minded. Actually, I would say more like pig-headed and stubborn, really, if I was being totally honest. It's very hard. See? It's very hard to tell her anything. She doesn't want to hear what I've got to say. She's already been sexually active for at least a year. I live almost 2,000 miles away from her right now.
Why?
Her father and I separated 4 years ago, and at that time it seemed her need or her urge to grow up more rapidly escalated. And she got more and more wild.
She was
10
at that time.
I'm not wild. I have control over myself.
There you go. She has control over herself. She
Because
believes
I need to, and I know what I'm doing when I do something.
Kimley, let's be specific. Kimley wants very much to have a baby. She's 14. Why, Kimley?
I want a baby because I don't have anybody around. I live with my father, and when he's not working, he's with his girlfriend, so I'm alone.
Okay.
If I had a baby, it would be somebody to love me unconditionally.
Why don't you live with your mom?
Because it's just easier to live with my dad.
Why is it easier to live with your dad?
Because he's not home very often.
But why don't you live with your mom? Your mom would love you unconditionally.
Because I would kill my sister.
Why would you kill your sister?
She's a little brat.
She's a little brat. How old is your sister?
13.
And you can't get along with her, so you've gone to live.
No.
Why do you allow this child to live with her father if the father is not mature
I've tried
enough
to
take-
have her live with me, Sally. I brought her out to live with me. I would get phone calls at work with the two of them beating each other up.
Who beating who
her up?
Her and her little sister, Katrina. I mean, physically abusing each other. She grabbed the phone out of Katrina's hand and started beating her with it while Katrina's calling me on the phone.
I did not. That is a lie. That is straight out lying.
So what have you done? You've sent her to live with her father. He's
So
not
she
there
wanted to
most
go
of the
back
day?
to live with her father.
Okay.
No, you guys made me go back to live with my father because you can't handle
Let me ask a question. There's
something a little bit off about Kimley. Her voice is there's like a slowness to it.
you feel your ex-husband is a very good father to this child?
I think he is as strong-willed as her and is probably, out of the two of us, the one most capable of bringing her under control if he would apply himself to doing that.
But is he doing it?
Kimley.
I don't think he is, no.
Then why are you allowing your daughter to live with a man whom you think is not bringing
Because
her?
I'm not able to control her either.
Well, I think it's better to have her live with her mom than her dad, because her dad, I know what you're going through. I had to go through this with Rihanna on where she wanted to live, and every 5 minutes she was not agreeing with anything I said. So if she didn't like what I said, she said, I'm going to go live with Dad. And they would play the reversal role, and she's laughing, so I'm sure she's played that game with you too. And I understand what you're going for.
Question.
It's not a question. If you want someone to love you unconditionally, get a dog.
Yeah.
Because age has nothing
I agree with that.
I'm 28 years old.
And I'm happy for
I
you.
just had a baby 4 months ago, and let me tell you, it's a lot of work, and it's getting
I know what
dog.
it's like.
It'll be a lot
I have
better
raised
off.
my sister's 3 kids so far until she moved out. And now
And
they're
in with
gone.
me, and now I'm.
Maybe 4 months ago, and she's here on the show. I mean, I maybe she just needs up. Maybe she needed to get out of the house. It just seems kind of funny when you're trying to argue about being like a serious parent and then saying you had a baby 4 months ago, but you're here on this show.
Raising her 3 kids. She helped to babysit those 3 kids. She's
Babysitting
telling you
is
the
not
truth.
It's not babysitting.
No,
I
it's
live
not.
with them. In the middle of the
Exactly.
night, I would get up with her kids.
Let me tell you, it's different. Don't get a puppy.
Give her of that baby.
Does she breastfeed those kids?
Do you breastfeed the kids? Is this whole thing funny? Is this whole thing funny?
Funny as in what?
Well, you're laughing a lot. Is it funny?
I'm laughing at some of the things that are said because they're stupid.
They're stupid. Okay. Are we all stupid?
No?
Okay. Some of us?
Yeah.
Hi. Do you go to school?
Yeah, most
How-
of the time.
How can you take care of a child when you're in school?
I never said that I really wanted to have a baby. I would like a baby around. That's what I want.
Hey, she's smart enough to not want to have to go through the pregnancy and the pain of that. She just wants the baby to love. This is a very smart girl right here. She's extremely intelligent, and it makes me sick to see her wasting her life.
What grade are you in?
I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman. And you want to have a baby?
High school.
And you want to have a baby? Do you honestly feel that you could take care of a baby?
Yeah.
You've already done it.
I've already
With the
done
life you have right now, you could take care of a baby. You could stay home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of a year.
I do take care of a baby. My dad is a big baby. Yes, he is.
She has
What is the? Explain to me about this dad that your mother has sent you to live with. Why is he a big baby?
Well, all he does, he works, that's it. I cook, I clean, I balance a checkbook. I do everything.
You're 14. Why are you taking care of your father's checkbook?
I write the checks.
He wants to teach her responsibility. He's trying to teach her by having her do the accounting.
That's not going to help.
He's teaching her responsibility by giving her the money and having her do the accounting. Please meet Eileen and her 15. Now we're going up a year. This is Julie. Eileen says Julie used to be the perfect teen until she started dating Ryan. Ryan is 19, so that's 3 years difference. Eileen says Ryan quit school, has no job. Ryan, obviously you're not fond of Ryan, Mom, is that right?
Well, I must say, in the beginning, I judged him because of his appearance. I mean, the first time I met him, I thought, bells and whistles went off because it was
And now he's okay?
Well, Julie got very angry with me because I had prejudged him just by his appearance, and I agreed with her after I calmed down. I thought that is true. You should not judge a person by how they look, that I should look at the inner person. So I decided, I needed to give her the respect of getting to know her friends.
But have you honestly looked at him as
Yes,
a person?
I have, and I have looked at him as a person. I have gotten to know him. The problem is not Ryan, but the situation. The fact
what is the
that
situation?
he is 19 and Julie is only 15. And they see it as a personal attack that, I don't like Ryan. And Julie sees it that way, that,
mean
I
you
don't
wouldn't-
like her friend. But it's not the friend I don't like, it's the situation of the fact that he is an older person, that I think she needs the time to...
4 years. That's 4 years. I'm 15, he's 19. I'm going to be 16 in March. He's going to be 20 in December. That's about a 4-year difference. I mean,
I'm having trouble
enough.
understanding. Are you against her dating him, sleeping with him, marrying him, being engaged to him? What are you against?
I'm against the permanency of their relationship.
It's a permanent relationship.
Right, but because she has excluded from about May on, I mean, up until about May, she was seeing other people, doing...
That's It's I'm trying to think about how to say this. I do agree that the age difference is not good. It is not good. I'm trying to think though, when I was 18, I think my girlfriend might have been 16. I think that was a 2-year age difference. There is definitely that gray area when you're kids, when you're younger. This might be too big. 20, even when she's 16, that's too much.
Things with other people, and now all of a sudden.
So the main problem you have with her is that she is dating this young man.
Right.
Okay. Is she sleeping with him?
That I don't know.
Are you sleeping with him?
Yes.
Are you using protection?
Sometimes no.
Sometimes no. Is that what's bothering you?
That is bothering me, yes.
She is sleeping with him.
Because I think at 15, as a parent, I have the responsibility of...
What happens if you get pregnant?
If I get pregnant, that would be a bad thing to happen to me. I'm 15 years old. I mean, I plan on going to college. I plan on having a future and getting a job. If I were to get pregnant and have a baby, I would have the baby. I would not get an abortion or anything. It would be all on me and Ryan, and I'm
But Ryan
willing...
has no job. How are you and Ryan?
Yeah, he does have a job.
Yeah, he recently got a job at Julie's recommendation.
Oh, good. What does he do?
He works at a fast food restaurant. But
It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
I mean, Mom, I must say.
Why don't we hear what Ryan has?
Because this is the most normal person that they had on the show. In contrast with the other girls, and even the other mothers, it's night and day. It's night and day. So this girl seems like she's relatively normal. It seems like we've got a relationship with a too big of a age gap that the mother disapproves of, and they've been showing this guy backstage. He's a total douche. So let's just strap in because it's not as normal as it probably appears right now.
To say, come on out, Ryan. Ryan, you seem serious about your relationship with Julie. Are you?
I don't believe that this guy is 19 years old. Look at that hairline. There's just no way. This guy looks like he's 25.
Very serious.
Okay. Even though you're 19 and she's 15?
Yep.
Are you aware that in a lot of states you too could be arrested?
Yep.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
DRI t-shirt. I think underneath that button up, I'm fairly certain that's a DRI t-shirt.
It's love.
It's love?
Why should there be an age difference on love?
I don't know. You have
Speaking
to talk
of
to the
age
law.
differences, her and her husband are 9 years apart.
How old were they when they met?
We met when I was either 22 or 23.
I guess maybe there's a difference.
I was out of college. I was working.
You were not a minor.
No, and we had
The
dated.
answer is she wasn't a minor.
We dated 3 years before we got married. We were friends in the beginning, and then it developed from that. And I don't
But your
think...
problem is with their relationship, not with him. You like him, right?
Yeah, I like Ryan. But, I mean, it's a situation. I don't think Julie is allowing herself the opportunities as a 15-year-old, between 15 and 18.
So this lady doesn't even have a problem with the age difference. She thinks that her daughter is just settling in too quickly and is missing out on her later youth by being in a serious relationship.
There's a lot of opportunities do I have? Going to school, making mistakes, going to parties, experience different things and messing up on things. I mean,
That's all part of life, though, Julie.
But you make those decisions for her.
As a parent, I have to make certain decisions
But
because
she
I
is
can't.
old enough to make decisions.
She can
for
make
herself.
not these kind of decisions.
think she's missing out on
decisions
some
to
of the
take
fun
a
for
job
teenage
at a,
years.
at a modeling agency. That's not her decision.
I think that
Decisions to, do certain things.
I want Julie to be
Decisions to
exposed
do
between
certain
15 and
things.
18 to different people, because as you have different experiences in life,
Mom,
it becomes...
Mom, we have a problem.
Okay.
I know something you don't,
Oh,
that it's
all right.
not going to allow her to have a lot of experiences. Would you like to tell her? She's your mother.
I've been engaged. We are engaged. I know he talked to Dad about it.
And he said it was okay.
Dad said it was okay. He
No,
said
your father did not say it was okay.
No, were
No.
you there? You were asleep, Mom. You were not there. He said
relayed things to me, Julie, and he told me exactly what he had told Ryan. You were too young, that Ryan needed to back off and let you grow up.
No,
That's
is a
exactly
complete lie. He
That's not
said,
true.
you are too young. Wait till you finish school, you are 18, then you are on your own, you can do what you want. I am willing to wait 3 years. I'm willing to wait 5, 10, 15, just as long as I can get your approval of him and me. I mean...
This girl is pretty. She's got her head on pretty straight. I don't see a problem here.
If I can have that, you are too young.
I mean, I do have a problem with the age difference. That's too. I wouldn't want my daughter dating a 19-year-old at 15. That aside, the age difference aside, her maturity level, even in answering these questions and having the discourse with her mother, is a whole different level than the other girls who are borderline mentally ill.
To have a permanent relationship between now and when you turn 18.
What do you want me to do?
I said mentally ill. I almost said the other word, but I didn't. I'm getting better at it. It is a different era. Although when I'm around my friends, it might slip out sometimes, especially after a couple beers when we're bowling. But I caught myself.
Go out and date and have different boyfriends and get hurt every single time? Is that, I mean, how am I supposed to be happy with that?
We'll come to you when we come back. And when we come back, this woman says,
That's not why I'm hanging on.
Mom, it's your fault. The woman says the mothers are lazy, irresponsible, and selfish and should be blamed for the out-of-control teens. Do you think that? Stay with us. Ah, you are back from the men's room. I'm very glad. This is the boyfriend. Stand up. You do not look 19 to me.
Oh my God!
You have a
Look at that
child?
stash.
Yes, I do.
And you're not using birth control with this young lady.
No.
What about?
Why
how
not,
many
Donnie? I gave you a whole bag of condoms. Why aren't you using them?
I use them, yeah.
Do you remember when I caught you and Rihanna having sex in my house?
Yes, I do.
Me and Jerry, I just got engaged to Jerry, and he just came home, and we heard some noise coming from Rihanna's room, and I had to get up. This was when I thought she wasn't doing anything, okay? I got up to find out what was going on, and I slam open the door, and I see your little butt, okay? And I walked out of the room because I was outraged. I was very upset. That's the first time I've ever seen my daughter in that position. Now... I'm not done yet. Now, Sally, listen to this, okay? I left the room, okay? I was very upset. I left the room. I went and got my boyfriend and said,
I'm still
Jerry.
trying to find out. I assume you caught them in bed together.
Yeah, well, yes. Okay, and this is what I'm telling you what happened. I went and got my boyfriend, Jerry, and I says, babe, I said, I just went into Rihanna's room and I seen Donnie's little butt on top
And
of her
Jerry
and they
threw
was
him
having
out?
sex. Huh?
Jerry threw him out?
No, he didn't throw him out. I says, I gave them condoms. You need to go and make sure they're having a condom.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay, sit down.
Well, when I did that, I sent him in, and he came back and he says, yes. He said he's using. I said, did you see it? He said, no. I sent him back in to see it.
Yeah, why would you ask him to take off of his and
She sent her boyfriend into her kid's room to get a look at those two kids who were naked. she sent her boyfriend in to go get a look. Let that sink in.
It was on the ground, Rihanna.
We have the mother and the fiance of the mother watching the kids have sex.
Pardon me?
We have the mother and the fiance of the mother watching the kids
Oh,
have
I don't
sex.
think so.
No, that's basically what
We
she
weren't
said.
watching them.
That's
We
basically
heard it. I
Walked
opened
in.
the
She don't give
door.
nobody her
I
privacy
didn't
no
knock
more.
on that door. I
Okay,
opened that
sir.
door.
This isn't even a miscommunication. She's not even arguing that she didn't do that. She's like, I knocked on that door. She sent her boyfriend in to get a look after she got a look of his little butt. Gross.
In listening to all of this, I really would like to talk to Eileen, Ryan, and Julie because they sound like the most rational people here. By the way, as a single parent who raised 2 children alone, both you girls, you got your parents right around your finger where you want them. And that's obvious. But I want to say to Ryan, because I have a 19-year-old son, and he has friends who are a little bit younger than him. And I understand where you're coming from. I'm listening to Julie, and she's talking about plans for the future, about wanting to go on to college. And you're 19, and I hear that you just got this job, you're working in a fast food place, and I don't know anything about whether or not you have some direction in your life. Because if there is a chance for you to, what I see right now...
There's absolutely nothing wrong with a guy who's 19 working at a fast food place. This subtle shaming of his 19-year-old job is completely unnecessary.
What I'm hearing is that that's the kind of things that can really cause some rifts a little further down the road. And what Mother is saying is she wants that time to see, to make sure that that rift doesn't occur.
Are you going to get married? You say you're engaged. You're going to get married.
And that will be over my dead body.
So we got a problem. Good thinking, Dad.
You cannot prevent love. If they love each other, then they're going to get married regardless if you want them to or
can
not.
as long as she's a minor. What's wrong with me getting married when I'm 20?
By the way, Mom.
There is nothing.
By the way, Mom, let me tell you how Ryan described you. Overbearing, rude, and a snob. My next guest says, the kids are not the problem, the mothers are. Please meet Chris. Chris says she's the mother of 2 perfect children. Okay? And it's all because she was a good mother and raised them right. Chris, you have a problem with these mothers? Why?
Oh, God. I think that the things I've heard are self-centered, selfish, lazy, unavailable, either that or these mothers have been in a coma for the last 10 or 12 or 15 years.
I don't think so.
I don't believe, excuse me.
Excuse me,
I
when you
listened
first
to
sat
you.
down here, you said you weren't going to try to judge us. You just did.
No, I did not.
Oh, baloney.
I don't believe...
You barely heard anything that I said about what's going on in my life.
Excuse me. For the last probably 30 minutes, I have listened
Not to me.
you. Yes, I have listened to you.
barely spoken.
Absolutely.
The fact that I think unless I didn't hear this right, the woman in the yellow coat is an expert in whatever the field is that she's representing on the show. She's supposed to be the expert. And the gross woman with the oversized business suit is completely unprofessionally yelling at her. That
I have listened to you.
Where are your perfect children?
They're at school.
I don't think your children are so perfect.
I'm not saying that my children are absolutely
even know
perfect.
if they're doing
But
anything
one know I
behind your
do
back.
know is that when I made an agreement, when I signed their birth certificate, I made an agreement that I was going to be there for them. I was going to be some kind of example to them. My life wasn't such a bowl of cherries, guaranteed. I have raised them singly for the last 12 years. It has been...
I'm not. I think I think she's supposed to be an expert, or did they just grab a lady who insists that she's a good mother? Because she's not talking very professionally, so I'm a little confused.
Painful. We have gone through so much that I'm sure that you all have gone through many, many things. But I know one thing, until I open myself up to my kids, till they see me on a feeling level, on a human level, until I stopped scolding, criticizing, scorning, belittling, until I stopped doing all that stuff, they were, yeah, it's just my mother. Oh, forget her. When I was willing to say, I'm your mom, and let's talk about how it's really been, then you got it so wrong. I'm going to tell you something. If you are not willing to open up your mouth.
Question from the audience while we cool down.
Okay.
Now, my mother has always been there for me, and I'm looking at the mothers like, what's going on? Are the mothers there? Are the mothers really watching? Because my mother monitored. She kept us in church. She kept us monitored. She was there, so when there was a problem, my mother nipped it in the bud before it developed.
Let's take a look at the Eileen, Ryan, and Julie case and our other cases and see what you would do if your teenager wants to have a baby or get engaged or sneak out at night or is drinking, and in the case of two of our young people using drugs. Some advice when we come back. Please meet Dr. Ruth Peters. Dr. Peters has been with us before and is the author of Who's in Charge? Very interesting cases for you today. Let's start with our family down here. What is going on with our first?
Well, I think, first of all,
the boyfriends in the audience?
Boyfriends in the audience and not with her. I think that Rihanna has had a very early sexual identity, and I don't think she knows what the heck sex and love is, and I think she's mixed up the two totally. She has been promiscuous. She doesn't care about getting pregnant. She doesn't care about AIDS. I think what she has used is sex to get friends, to get boyfriends, and has totally abused the whole thing. And I think she's been abused sexually by these guys. This 37-year-old man playing with her, that's ridiculous. And I think that I understand where mom's coming from and that she feels her hands are tied, but if mom doesn't do something soon, you're going to be a grandma. Real soon, and you need to put your foot down on that and stop the situation. Just because they're living in your house doesn't mean they're not going to get pregnant.
For one thing, this 37-year-old man was not playing with me. I was drunk, I was high, yeah.
He got you that way.
Okay? Yeah, he bought the stuff for me, but
you and your Rihanna, you have a history. You didn't. You have a history of disrespecting your mom, of doing drugs. You haven't done. You told me you went to school 14 days last year. You don't do what anybody tells you to do. You're still a child, and that's a problem. And mom, you've got to be a parent here.
Is Chris right? Dr. Peters, is Chris right? The mom is responsible.
I think in this case, mom is very much a part of this because she has been too much of a buddy and not a mother.
And I said that from the door.
Take a break.
Another break.
School. They also said to put her on homeschool where she has to stay home and go to school.
If we divide this in half, it seems smart people are over here. Okay, the mother right here, Eileen. My mom was very upset when my sister met my future brother-in-law. Okay, she was 19 when she got married. Now she loves him. She worked with him. Julie has a head on her shoulders. I like her.
How do you feel about that?
This situation with Eileen and Ryan and Julie is a little bit different. I think these two kids are a little bit more mature, but you guys are playing with fire. Ryan, you have spoken to us and said that you really wouldn't mind if she got pregnant because then her parents could do nothing about it and that would keep you together. And that's a big problem because you know the divorce rate, and the divorce rate for 15-year-olds.
There is something wrong with Ryan. I mean, look at the pause. Look at the eyes and the eyebrows and the hairline and the overall look on his face. Ryan is concerning. The daughter is not. She has got her head on straight. She's thinking rationally. The mother is a little overprotective, rightfully so. This guy is a little scary.
Or 16-year-olds is about 85%. And if you love this girl, you will not get her pregnant at any state. You will, if you love her, you won't get her pregnant.
You have to realize that one thing. At least she has a head on her shoulders to think that she's not going to sleep around with every man in town. She's going to be with one man, and she wants to get married to that one man.
Excuse me.
And have to get back. Wait, excuse me, okay? Secondly, these two need slap silly beyond belief.
Dr. Peters, is there a time when moms need to get professional help?
Definitely. And I think these people have waited too long. This stuff starts.
I would say so.
This stuff starts at age 3 and age 4 when you tell your children you're going to do what I say whether you like to or not. You don't start it at 13 or 14.
What about this couple?
Okay, with Kimley, I think we have a little girl in a little girl's body. And she basically says, I want a baby to take care of, has no clue as to what's going on, is grumping because she's taking care of her dad for 3 solid weeks, has no idea what it's going to be with a baby. Mom needs to get more involved here, if at all possible. It doesn't sound like Dad's doing a decent job. I think that if you had counseling for her and took her with you, and you force things on her, like curfews and limitations, and if she says, I'm going to run away, say, go. Where are you going to go?
Okay,
Let her go.
My father is not a bad father.
You know what?
It's not my father.
But the
It's my
reason
bad
you
father.
want to live with your father is you can wrap him around your
Exactly.
I could do that to
Ryan,
anybody.
right? How much education do you have? How much education do you have?
I have my GED.
And you're working in a fast food restaurant?
Getting
How long do you plan
$6
on
an
working
hour
there?
and $9 overtime.
How long do you plan on working there?
Until they move to Houston, and I'm moving down there too, going to a plumbing school and going to be a plumber.
This guy, they keep pushing this. They keep pushing his fast food GED. Look, I would never say this to my own kid, but high school education is a joke. Is a complete joke. I know people who dropped out of school at 15. They got their GED. They've got fantastic jobs. You can still do great things by not completing high school. If you get your GED, you can do great things still. This guy's working at a restaurant at 19. Big deal. I was working at a restaurant late into my 20s. Who gives a shit? You still made a lot of money. You made good friends. You're still young. I don't know what they're getting. I don't know what they're getting at here with this guy. Although, again, if we've just paused this, look at this psychotic person. This is a psychotic person.
Plumber's not a glamorous job, but I'm going to make a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to make a comment about the parents. First, Sandy, I think your idea of parental guidance is warped beyond belief. Ryan says that, what's your name? Eileen says you're a little stiff. I think you're kind of on the ball there, Ryan. But with Gidget, you're talking to her and you're criticizing her, but you moved 2,000 miles away. And I know that I'm going to probably go right home and hug my mom because I don't have you.
I think that's a good thing to say.
She's complaining, everyone here is complaining, and she's complaining that she turned out like this, and the daughter, is...
What you're saying is the moms are to blame.
But, I don't think you should be criticizing anybody. I think you should be criticizing yourself first.
Take a break.
Not a bad episode.
You are beautiful young ladies, all three of you. You would have one heck of a future ahead of you. You really could. I think with your intelligence, you could save the world. Don't throw.
Kimley, it does not have a future ahead of her. There's something wrong with Kimley. Again, I'm not gonna say the word, but she's a little off.
It away. And you know what you said? It all starts when they're 2 years old. Okay.
When you take control.
When you take control. Come see us again.
All right. Not bad. Getting back into the game. Getting back into the game of 90s and 80s talk shows with out-of-control teenagers, Sally Jesse. If you were watching this entire time, just hanging out, thank you for hanging out. I'm going to be posting more videos, especially with thisnosy.com. Well, first I got to see if how YouTube reacts with my video. If they flag me and I'm not allowed to do it, then I'm not allowed to do it. But I think we'll get away with it. We'll see. All right, guys, I'll see you. Like and subscribe if you could, and I will be back. Also, please do not forget to check out supersweetshirts.com. We've got lots of comics, lots of t-shirts. And I plan on going live on TikTok. Comic auctions will be starting soon, so I'm pretty excited for that. So lots of stuff coming up pretty quickly. So, all right, see you.